when they said they were doing it, I said, "You're going to do four-man tournament in forms gloves? Is that going to be all right?" And they're like, "We don't know."
This was like the opening of the show as well. This was like one of the first fights. I was like, "Is this the night ahead?"
Kick, man!
Not one kick.
But both the faces were all over at the end.
It was safe to say no one proceeded to the next round after that fight.
All right, episode 3. There's always a way podcast. Put a tissue in my pocket. Got a familiar face, pro fighter Jack Bullock. Very, very interesting guest today. If you'd like to introduce yourself, mate.
I'm Craig Joss, head coach of Northern Kings, promoter and owner of Victory Promotions, and I'm also on the board I'm the chairman at the minute of Muay Thai Great Britain.
Amazing. So how long have you been in the, I'm going to say the Mau, which we've been told off for, Muay Thai scene?
Muay Thai specifically, since I was about 19, but I started kickboxing at 14, and then went into boxing. My coach shut his club down, so I had nowhere to train, so I ended up training at Granger Park Boxing Club for a while, and then tried a few other things like capoeira, Wing Chun, and I was just a young lad, and I used to watch too many Bruce Lee movies when I was little, so I was just interested in fighting, found a few things, did MMA, found an MMA club, but it was actually called Vale Tudo then, because you're talking 1996, it was a long time ago. And then there was this guy at the MMA club who had really good stand-up, and I asked him where he did it, and he said he did it over at Barry Norman's in Baker at South Annico, so I went over there to have a look. And I'd always wanted to find a place that trained kickboxing, but trained as hard as boxing did. Yeah. And then I walked into Barry's, and it was a very spit and sawdust gym. As I was the guys hitting the bag, and I was like, "Yep, this is me." And that was me for the next 10 years. I trained with Barry. And then I went to live in Thailand for a bit. Come back about 8-9 months later, and I split up with my girlfriend, quit my job, and sold my house before I went. So I came back. I was back at my mother's house, and I've no job, no girlfriend. I was like, I need to find something to do. So I got together with some mates, and I opened my first full-time gym called The Factory in 2009.
Right.
And then ran that for 5 years, and then opened Northern Kings in 2013, and it's been the last 12 years.
So we'll take it back to when you actually started becoming a professional fighter. How many fights did you have altogether?
Altogether 58.
58?
Yeah.
And did you get world champion level? Or
I won a world title, yeah. Fought some really good fighters like Super Bon, who's now champion of one championship.
Yeah.
Sayok, fought him. I fought Michael Waitland twice. Fought Jordan Watson. Fought Jay Woodham 3 times. Andy Thrasher twice. Like, back then, it was different then, because in the golden era, like, people refer to it as, it wasn't as popular. But there was a group of about 10 to 12 people all in the rankings who all used to fight each other all the time. You'd fight people 2 and 3 times. And it was very good level in the UK then, but there wasn't as much publicity then.
Do you think it's more advanced now, the level of fighters?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Could Jack kick your ass?
Yeah. mate, especially at the minute. We're building the new gym. I haven't trained properly for 3 years, so like, I'm a 45-year-old now to shape.
And he's still got a few tricks.
I mean, the one thing that if people who know of you and they speak about you, Craig, they say, lovely lad, but I wouldn't fucking mess with him. Which is...
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I was a bit of a twat when I was younger, to be honest. Yeah.
It's very interesting because you're very calm now.
I know. Yeah, that's age for you, mate.
Yeah, well, the one thing I was actually always wanted to ask, the one thing I've picked up about you is you seem very emotionally regulated. You don't seem fazed by a lot of things. I remember I saw one of the kickboxing shows, I can't remember which one it was, but there was a couple of lads from Northern Kings fighting, and one of the lads had a good fight and a good knockout, and I seen you, and he was like, I was like, oh, it was a good fight. Anyway, it was fine. It felt like basically no emotion. And I was just thinking, like, he must have seen it all because it's, it just doesn't faze you. Yeah. Being that calm and composed, have you always been like that? Is something that's self-taught, or is that something, through your time of combat sports taught you? Where do you see that comes from?
I just think I've got a fucking good poker face, mate. Not really that calm and composed.
Oh, you're not?
I am quite chilled.
Yeah.
When I was younger, no. I used to struggle really badly with nerves and stuff like that.
Right.
I was quite a shy kid when I was younger, to be honest. But I mean, I've always been laid back. My dad's always said, "You're that laid back, you're almost flat."
I've actually said that about you.
He's always had a very relaxed approach.
Relaxed approach, but like, what you see on the outside is always different to what's going on inside. Do you know what I mean? And I think fighting in combat sports as a sport kind of breeds that, because you have to be able to internalize stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, your biggest thing, whether you're coaching me, one of your biggest pointers is always calm. You need to stay calm.
You do, and it's like the more I've done fighting, is just that it is about just staying calm and not letting anything bother you.
Yeah.
You say the poker face. It's so true.
Mm-hmm.
It's million thoughts go through your head at once, especially when someone's hitting you.
Mm-hmm.
So you've just got to stay calm and ride the wave.
It's amazing what you pick up on as well, though, when you're fighting, because you have to be able to hide everything. Because if I'm fighting someone and I hit them with something and I hear them do like it could be the tiniest sound, but I hear it and I'm like, fucking hell, I got him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know it what's the word I'm looking for? It solidifies your shot.
Yes.
You know that it's worked.
Yeah.
So then the big part of it is allowing yourself to feel that pain or feel that shot and not express it physically or verbally or anything like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So across those 50-odd fights, win or loss, what's the fight that's taught you the most?
Whoa.
Quite
That's
a
a
few.
good question. Taught us the most. I think it's not one you would expect, because it was before like Thai boxing was so big and before I had such a recognisable name. I fought a guy called Richard Cadden for a ITBF British title. This was years ago. It was in Middleton Town Hall. He actually stepped in on 3 weeks' notice, to be honest, because someone pulled out, and it was matched at 67 kilo, and he took the fight on short notice, and I won. It was a good fight. It was close. I won on points, and then I went back to the gym, and I realised how hard that fight was, because for where I was at that point, and I went back to the gym. I said to Barry, "What do you think of the fight?" He said, "Yeah, it was good. Yeah, you won." I said, "It was fucking hard, man, Barry." And he went, "It's not going to get any easier, Craig." And I was like, I was a bit cold. But then, but then the more I've learned about it, he was exactly right. It didn't get any easier. It just got harder. Do you know what I mean? So I think that in itself taught us that it's not easy, and it's never going to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And I think preparing yourself, like people think, I used to think when I'd had like 5, 6, 7, 8 fights, I used to look at these guys who had 20, 30, and I used to think, God, I bet it's dead easy for them because I've done it so many times.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
No.
I had 58 fights and I was nervous for every single one of them. Like, but your nerves change.
Yeah.
You learn to embrace the nerves and use it, like, recognize that that's part of what you need, and that's going to help you in the fight.
What's more nerve-wracking? Walking to the ring for your fight, or walking someone down to the ring for their fight? One of like Jack or Harry or whoever it may be.
I think it depends on the opportunity.
It does. It depends who it is and what the opportunity is. The thing which I much prefer fighting myself, nerves-wise, because I'm in control.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to me.
Yeah.
Whereas when it's not up to you, especially when you've coached someone, I say take Jack, I've coached him for a long time. He's going to the ring like, they say this next fight, right, where he fights Jamie Harrison. It's a nervous one for me because Jamie's good. It's a clash of styles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jack has to do things correctly if he's going to win, and it's a big fight for him. It's a big opportunity for him. It's going to open some more doors when he beats him. Yeah. And I will be nervous for that fight, because whether Jack can get it right or not is not up to me. It's not like I've done my job. It's just you're putting your trust in your fighter, so that's nerve-wracking. Yeah. Mind you, if my kids ever fight, I imagine I'll be more nervous when my kids are fighting.
Is that something, if they came to you and said, look, is that something they've ever, how old are your kids, sorry, actually?
8 and 9.
8 and 9. So they're a bit young now, but obviously in the next 10 years or so, if they ever came to you and said, I would be interested in sinking my teeth into this, How do you feel about
I'd be happy. I can't lie. I mean, I don't want to sound sexist, but I hope it's my son and not my daughter. Just like I like training girls, and girls are very good fighters. And Muay Thai is one of them sports where girls are just as good as men.
Yeah.
But me as a dad, I'd like my son's got to be a man, honey, and like and my daughter's still my little girl. So
exactly. You don't want to say I get beat. It's quite an unnatural way. So, I saw you've trained Jack. You've got the other is Jack Cooper. He's fighting soon.
Yeah, he's back training with
You've got Finn, who's obviously now UK. Is that right?
British champion.
WBC.
Joe, who's fought for world championships.
He's still got the WBC European Joe as well. At the minute.
European. So you've trained.
Jack doesn't.
I don't have a title. I've got a British K1 title. No Muay Thai titles anymore.
Yeah, give it up, didn't you?
No, actually the kid I'm fighting actually has my title. We're not fighting for that.
The annoying thing is he had to relinquish his title. They give it for the one for a fight for Jamie Allison to fight someone else. I can't remember.
It was Kieran Smith.
Oh, he fought Kieran Smith, from who Jack's also beat once. And then so they give the title for him, and now Jack's fighting Jamie, and it's not for the title. It's very frustrating.
So,
UK, I saw the interview for UK.
It's for UK number one, so it's still a massive fight.
Yeah, it's big.
But bit silver.
Belts are belts. It's
names
are more important.
Yeah.
Do you know that interview you've both done? Actually, I watched this before I came here, and the one thing that you both had in common was a sort of look of just confidence, calm and confidence. There was no doubt in your mind that he's going to beat you, and there was no doubt in his mind that he's going to beat you.
Yeah, well, you've got to be. I know what I'm capable of. I know I can hurt any man out there, and like I say, I've just got to get it right on the night, and I know I can beat Jamie time after time. It's just not getting kicked in the face is one of them. I've got a habit of that in my last couple of fights. So hands tight and get the job done. Just focus. And like I say, he's going to be confident. He's undefeated. He's took UK number one and a European title. And so why wouldn't you be full of yourself? Yeah. I was full of myself when I was 13. No, thought I was great.
To be honest though, and that's part of the I thought we'd probably get into this a little bit later, but every fighter is different.
Yeah.
And Jack didn't have the best start because he went 13 wins without getting beat. And that's quite detrimental. So you're not going to grow if you're not getting beat.
Oh, I don't understand.
Do you know what I mean? You're going to get better at what you did anyway, but you're not going to change what you do.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
So losing's important.
Very important, yeah.
It's first one of the most important.
How does anybody get better at anything if they don't fail? Whether it's fighting or maths or whatever. It makes no difference. If you're not getting stuff wrong, you're not going to change the way that you do it.
And eventually you will get found out, do you believe?
Yeah. Oh, eventually, yeah. Everyone loses at some point, especially in Muay Thai, because people don't protect records.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's it.
So you've, as I was saying, along coaching, you've coached many fighters now, very, very elite level. Now, I asked, you saw the episode of Harry?
Yes.
Yeah. So I said, in your opinion, what makes a fighter? And he said, you've got to be resilient, you've got to be disciplined, but the main thing is you've got to have heart. Yeah. Would you add anything to that list?
Consistency. Yeah. Right. I think that's the most important thing above all else. And consistency and the want to improve. Yeah. Like, you can't just think, oh, I'm there now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You've got to constantly, you're always on the way. You never reach the journey. You don't realize how good you are until you look back at it either. Like, I never realized how good I was until I retired, and I was like, fucking hell, I was pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And so you can't be content with
No.
Or you never achieve the next level.
You see, it's all about getting to the next level, isn't it?
So, and what the next thing I asked him after he answered those questions was, in those attributes, are you able to teach them? He said at this point in his career, he doesn't know. And he said, ask you, so out of all those attributes, are they teachable?
Anything's coachable. Anything. And people, when I first started, a lot of coaches used to say, you're either born with it or you're not. And I don't believe that's true, because anything is coachable. People have different attributes. People are naturally gifted at certain things. And there's a very famous coach called Mike Passner who runs Mike's gym in Holland. And I seen a quote from him years ago, and he had a saying which was, hard work beats talent if talent's not willing to work hard.
Yeah.
Which is bang on.
Yeah.
Like, if you've got talent and you're willing to work hard, that's a very, very dangerous combination.
Yeah.
A lot of people who have talent aren't willing to work hard because it comes natural to them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, like, I wasn't naturally gifted at combat sports. I had to work really, really hard.
Right.
So because I was used to working hard all the way through my career, when I had to work harder, like in the example I was just given with Richard Cadden, after that fight, I thought, right, I'm going to fucking work harder then.
Yeah.
And then I ended up fighting more people, and then the level got better, and then I had to work even harder, and then I fought better people, and I had to work even harder again. But because that action of going back to the drawing board, thinking about what I did wrong, trying to improve it, and working at that, rather than working on the stuff I was already good at,
Yeah.
that action was natural to me because I'd done it since the start.
Yeah.
So then the ceiling of your talent becomes limitless, really,
Yeah.
because you're always willing to improve it.
Yeah. Do you think that if you have, do you think you're all with the person, says this a bit, right? So you see you've got someone who's got natural talent going in there against someone who has just the grit and determination, who wins?
In the later rounds, the guy with the grit and the determination.
Yeah.
It's about who wants it more when it's
You see
when
it
it
a lot,
gets in the
especially
later rounds.
5-round fight.
Yeah.
You see a lot. Someone starts great, they look fantastic, and they've got brilliant style and they're scoring well, but you just get some hard bastards that just keep walking forward and just drain people and just, you know.
That's it. And with that in mind, if someone's very, very talented, and they're able to maintain their skill level, even in the later rounds when the person's got loads of grit and determination but can't outskill them, then they'll still win.
Yeah.
Because their talent is that good, and they can stick to the game plan and make the fight theirs for the full duration of the fight, then they'll win on points.
Yeah.
And that separates the sort of good and the elite.
Boys from the men, sort of
Yeah.
thing.
But there's levels. There's levels to combat sports. Like, there's so many levels.
Yeah.
Like, you think, oh, I'm good now. And then you get to national level. And then you're like, oh, getting pretty good. And then you get ranked. And you're like, oh, I'm getting pretty good. And then you get to the top of the rankings in the top 5. And you're like, oh, I'm really good. And then you get to the top. And then you're like, fucking hell, I'm meant. And then you get to world level. And you're like, fucking hell, there's another level above this. And then you get to the good in the world level. Then there's the elite. And then there's the super elite at the top of that. The likes of your Sanchez, your Barcos, people like that.
Yeah. So, out of all the fights you've either been involved in or you've seen, what would you say is the most vicious fight you've seen?
Vicious.
Yeah. Like where like something maybe gruesome's happened, or we'll get the dark stuff.
Vicious, I would say, it's so hard.
I know there's been a lot of
It's so hard.
Yeah.
There was a fight, one of my favourite fights of all time was actually a K1 fight. It was a guy called Musab El-Amrani versus Mohammed Kamal. It's still on YouTube, so anyone watching this, YouTube that fight. Musab El-Amrani versus Mohammed Kamal. It was on Infusion or Showtime. It's Showtime, one of the two. It was the same company, but can't remember what it was called at that point. And that was just non-stop.
Yeah.
But as far as like vicious, as in like, I seen a fight on Hitman Fight League with them two kids in the Forums gloves.
Oh, yeah, Jacob.
Jacob Thompson and I can't remember the other kid.
But my God.
But it wasn't really like a Thai boxing fight. It was a boxing fight in Forums gloves.
Yeah.
They were just slugging at each other, and I was standing there with all the coaches, and the crowd was going wild, and I was in the back room, and all the coaches are kind of looking at each other going.
This was like the opening of the show as well. This was like one of the first fights. I was like, is this the night ahead?
Kick, man!
Not one kick.
Both the faces were all over at the end.
It was meant to be a 4-man tournament, but it was safe to say no one proceeded to the next round after that fight.
Was it 4-man tournament in one night?
Yeah,
It was meant to be.
One night.
And so was that gruesome, that bad, the first fight?
No, they couldn't fight again the next fight, no.
Just never looked.
There was 2 4-man tournaments because it was the Road to One. There was the, what way was it? 60, 60, 59, 60,
Yeah,
something like that.
Mhm.
And then there was the 77, which Joe was in. Joe Welsh was in it. And it was funny because I got on quite well with Liam Harrison and Andy Harrison. And when they said they were doing it, I said, "You're going to do four-man tournament in Four Schools? Is that going to be all right?" And they're like, "We don't know." And I was like, "Are you sure they can fight twice in Four Schools?" And he said, "I don't know." And then both them four-man tournaments, they had one fight each of them. Like, "Nah, we're going to put the others on another show."
Arms and
Broken
faces.
hands and faces and stuff. It's like,
Yeah, not wise.
Were you coming up at the same time as Liam Harrison?
yeah.
Did we ever schedule a fight or anything?
No,
No,
different
two
weights.
different weights.
Oh,
Yeah, he was,
Oh, yeah.
when I was fighting, he was like 61 kilos and I was 70.
yeah.
So
Fought his teammate though, Jordan Watson.
I fought a couple of them. I fought
Yeah.
Jordan Watson, I fought James France,
Yeah.
fought Richard Cannon.
Yeah.
How come you think Liam Harrison became so... Well, he's probably one of the most famous fighters. What do you think was so
Social media.
special about him? Just...
Oh, he's a special fighter, but social
Yeah.
media
Media
presence.
presence.
Liam's good. He's always been good. He's fought some very good Thais. He's fought Sanchai 3 times. He fought Anwar. Do you know what I mean? He's but like Liam's very good at promoting himself as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's a combination of the two. And he's funny. He's a nice guy. He's good on camera. So
Yeah.
I think a combination of all that has led to him. But like everybody in the UK has got a lot to thank Liam for
Yeah.
the popularity of the sport. And you get a lot of jealousy around Liam as well, and I don't think it's warranted because the kids work fucking hard. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, he's had 120 odd fights.
And he's like, he is the best to come out of the country. Like, him alongside another couple, like Reece McAllister was very good as well. I always thought Reece versus Liam would have been a great fight. But like, and Stephen Waitman, he was very, very good as well. But like Liam got the attention because he worked hard at it. Do you know what I mean? Not just his fighting, but his social media presence, his whole persona and everything.
His style as well. Yeah, his style is very entertaining for the fans.
I've always thought everyone, obviously the UFC is extremely popular. MMA in general is very popular. Yeah. But everyone loves the stand-up of MMA, which is basically your Thai boxing, or kickboxing. So you'd think it would become as popular as MMA, but it hasn't. And I've always...
It's fucking annoying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Listen, I've got a story about that, right? Because I've all my mates I used to go to school with, they used to travel around the country following us. Like, I used to sell a lot of tickets, which is why I got a lot of opportunities, because I'd take like a busload of 50 people to London, and like not many fighters used to do that, especially back then. And would be out on the drink and that when I'm out where I wasn't in fight camp and stuff. And the lads would be like, "Oh, did you see the UFC and all the rest of it?" And I'd be like, I wasn't really watching it. And they're like, "Oh, it's mint, I love it." But I didn't like other stuff on the floor. I'd say, when they stand up, I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You've literally been to see that's what I do for a job." I was like, it's a sport in itself. I don't get it.
Maybe I just think it's a I don't know. It's just a promotion, isn't it?
How the thought at first it was because it was branded like human cockfighting when it first came out. It was like, "Oh, it's in a cage, there's no rules." Yeah. So it did blow up massively on the scene because it was the realest thing to a street fight that you could possibly find.
Yeah.
In the early UFCs, you could headbutt on the floor and kick in the ground and everything.
And a high percentage of people want to see that. I mean, look at the popularity of BKFC now.
Yeah.
Because it's bare knuckles.
So that the next extreme? What's the next extreme?
Extreme, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, for me, the reason I fell in love with Muay Thai and the reason I still prefer Muay Thai over any other combat sports is because of the beauty of it. Like, yes, you're trying to kill each other, but you're killing each other looking fucking good and being very stylish. Do you know what I mean? It's aesthetically pleasing and there's so much respect in it as well. And for me, if you want to fight people without respect, you should be fighting in the street. Do you know what I mean? When you fight someone in a competitive environment, you should have respect for the other person that you fight.
Sport at the end of the day.
Actually, state of street fights. Have you been involved in a few in your time?
Too many.
Yeah. I don't know how much you want to tell, but we've got any interesting ones that you could tell.
I don't really want to go into that and come out, but I will say I had 58 pro fights, let's say that, and if I was counting my street fights, it'd probably double it.
Fair enough, mate. So well,
no, I was just going to say, how about we speak about your time in Asia?
I spent quite a bit of time in Asia. I've been to Thailand quite a few times. When I went I was planning to go for a year to see. There's actually a story about that as well. I'll tell you that. I was planning to go to Thailand for a year. I'd had about 30 fights at the time.
Yeah.
And I thought I want to go over there and give it a go, fight in Thailand, see how I can do. And then I was scheduled to fight in Scotland on Power Scotland 3. and I'd won the 8-man tournament on Power Scotland too, so they wanted us back as the 8-man champion. Because obviously 8-man tournament, if you win it, you fight 3 times in one day, and it was very good performance. I got so much respect for that performance on Power Scotland 2, the one that put us against the Thai on Power Scotland 3. So I ended up fighting this Thai called, I think I'm going to pronounce it right, it's Lotang Vortawakit was his name, and he used to be called the Tank in Thailand. It was scheduled at 70 kilos. Gary O'Brien, who was a promoter at Power Scotland, rang us on the Saturday. He says, Rotang's weighed in at 77 kilos. He says, I'm going to try and get him to boil down. What do you want to do? I was like, well, I'm on my way up now. We'll just see when I get there. So I got there. He was 74 kilos. I said, well, as long as you didn't put on too much weight, I'll still fight you weigh in tomorrow so you don't balloon back up. He weighed in the next day back at 77 kilos. And he was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, fuck it, I've trained, I'll fight anyway. And that was my attitude when I was fighting. I'd have fought a grizzly bear if you could have had gloves on him. Do you know what I mean? And so I thought he was 7 kilos overweight. Went into this fight, I've done really well, rounds 1 and 2. I was lifting his head up, uppercuts all the time, hitting him with heavy hands, good low kicks. I didn't realise at the time because I was inexperienced, but watching it back, I was circling the same way the whole time I was going around the ring.
Right.
I circling around him. Giving him a lot of punishment. Round 3, I threw a right kick, right hand combination, so like a kick punch. So a kick and then throw the punch when your foot's on the way back down.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing, exactly the same thing straight away. And then he just leaned into the kick and hit us with a spinning elbow and snapped me jaw in 2 places. I didn't realise I had wisdom teeth coming through at the time, so that made me jaw weak. He didn't knock us out, like, so I stumbled back. I put my hands up with that, and I was like, whoa. Tony Myers was the referee. He went, are you all right? I went, I don't think so. I looked at Barry, I went, I think he's broke me jaw. He went, yep, looks like it. Yeah. So that was the fight done. So that was in the October. I was going to Thailand to live for a year in the November.
Right.
I had a holiday booked the next week with a few of my mates who were in the RAF to go to Las Vegas because I knew I had a big fight. I was going to go and let my hair done, what have you. So I still went there with a broken jaw. Lived on Sambuca and Tramadol for a week, and then flew out to Thailand. So obviously, when I got to Thailand, I couldn't really train and fight because I had a broken jaw. So I just ended up doing a bit of traveling and a bit of messing around out there. And then I went to Australia for the Christmas. And then when I came back to Thailand, I thought, I'm going to start training again. So I started training in the January, and then I ended up having a fight 3 weeks later in Thailand, won by stoppage, and then went out to Cambodia because I had a couple of mates who had a bar out there. Spent a week there, went back to Thailand. I was at a gym called Jitty's Gym at the time, and Jitty said, oh, I've got you a fight in Cambodia. I was like, oh, I've just been there. And Cambodia was very third world at that point. So I thought, I'll be in a little shed somewhere. So I got there. There was another guy in Jitty's fighting on the same show called Adam Kayum, and he was fighting a Cambodian. So the two flew out on the aeroplane, got off the aeroplane, video cameras, and a big group of video media people at the airport. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Took her into this little room, give her an interview, and we got off the airplane. I was like, we took her to the hotel, went to the weigh-in, right? The day before, there was 2,000 people at the weigh-in, mate.
Really?
I'm not kidding. 2,000 people were on a stage, 2,000 people in front where to get weighed in. I was like, Jesus. I was like, this is not a shed. Then it was actually in Phnom Penh, which is the capital of Cambodia. I didn't realise how popular Thai boxing was in Cambodia.
Right.
Well, they call it Khmer boxing. Kun Khmer, something like that. But it was in the National Stadium in Cambodia. 9,000 people. It's still the biggest crowd I've ever fought in, right? Walked into the stadium. It was up like that. I was looking around. I was like, fucking hell, I should have trained harder for this. It was mint though. Yeah. Great experience. Lost the fight on points, but it was a great fight back and forward. And then we went out that night and I had loads of Cambodians saying, you win, you see you on TV and all the rest of it. And it was good. It was really good. Went back to Jitty's and then I had another fight scheduled in Ayutthaya, which is the spiritual capital of Thailand. Do you know, have you ever seen Kickboxer, the movie?
No, actually, I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you know when he goes to the temple and there's that eagle thing?
Yeah.
That's how you do it, yeah. They were doing shows in there, and I had a fight scheduled there, and then about 2 weeks before the fight, it got pulled, and I was like, and I was planning on only staying another month or so. I was like, I guess I'm just going travelling. So I went travelling for the last month before I come home.
Yeah.
And just like seeing a bit of like Laos. Went to Laos, went back to Cambodia as well, and went down to Phuket and stuff, and just did a bit of travelling around.
What's your favourite thing about the Thais? And all the culture. Well, that's
Yeah, culture
of
Thais. Yeah, culture. They don't mince the words. They just say what they think. like I like even the Thai language is very direct. Do you know what I mean? Why use 10 words when one will do? And it's like they're very nice and they're very happy people, and like it's just a very relaxed place to be.
Just very relaxed place.
Yeah.
You see all mad shit. It's great.
One of my mates who I used to work with, he used to go there all the time. I think he's planning to move there next year, like fully. Right. He's got a Thai wife and everything. Yeah, so he used to say to me, they couldn't do enough for you as well. Like they saw the hospital, very nice and hospitable. Like, and he was saying, even when you go to the shop malls, they hold the door open.
Oh, they're just lovely people. Yeah, they just greet you when you come in. They say bye when you leave. It's just very courteous.
I think it's with it being a Buddhist country as well, though. That I seen a great poster once, which was just a picture of a Buddha like that, and next to it said, "Buddha says, don't be a cunt." I was like, that's brilliant. That sums it up.
Yeah. And that's literally how do you think that's one of the rules to live by in a shorter phrase.
Yeah. Just
10 Commandments.
I don't feel like there's as much bullshit in Thailand.
Yeah.
So hopefully a few people could note that down. Don't be a cunt.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Do you so in terms of fighting style, do the people who get trained in the UK to do Muay Thai, Muay Thai. Muay Thai. Do you think it's different to the Thais, the way they fight, or is it similar? Is it?
Yeah, I don't know. Things are changing now.
Yeah.
Because the Western world's catching up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of. If you take like myself, for argument's sake, I lived in Thailand for a long time, so I learned a lot in the UK. I learned a lot in Thailand. Come back, and you make a mix of styles. There's a lot of the training styles of Thailand have come over to the UK and been blended with the training styles in the UK. But there's a lot of other countries that are very good at Muay Thai as well.
Yeah.
Like the Eastern European countries, Ukraine, Belarus, Russia.
Yeah.
France is very good. Holland's always been really strong K1 style, but they can fight Muay Thai as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Regan Erzl, everyone thinks he's a kickboxer, but he's just Thai boxing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just knocked out George Jarvis in the first round. George Jarvis is very good.
Yeah, I've seen him on. I think I follow him on Instagram. That George Jarvis, he's pretty good.
In the Japanese now, they're adapting their style to fight Muay Thai, and it's pretty deadly.
Have they got their own way of kickboxing as well?
Well, it's sort of originated, didn't it? Like
K1 originated in Japan.
Kickboxing originated in Japan, but they're all doing nasty toe stabby teeps.
I was
to the
just
legs
about to say, like the way they kick, I've heard, is like they'll stab the toes into you rather than the shin.
I think the more that let's think about how to explain this. I think one championship's changed a lot because the 4-ounce gloves and K1 was the start of it. And K1 fighters fight Muay Thai. Muay Thai fighters fight K1. Now with one championship, it's a slightly different rule set. You've got to fight in a slightly different way because of the small gloves. And everything's evolving. Everything always evolves. So like now calf kicks are really popular, which have come from MMA. People are doing these stabby teeps and stuff like that. And the foundations of Muay Thai is always going to be the same. The K1 style, the more movement, heavy boxing, that blended into Muay Thai. Now you're getting like a lot of the kickboxing and kung fu techniques like spinning kicks, stabbing with your toes, calf kicks, stuff like that. That's blended into Muay Thai, and eventually, I imagine it'll all just be one sport. It's
just always evolved and added up.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So.
You've been a bit ill this weekend, haven't you?
I have, yes.
So speaking of that, actually reminds us of something that Jack told us that you've seen once where someone had they were a bit poorly the night before a fight and then it had a bit of an accident in the fight. Can you tell us about that?
Well, I don't know all the details, to be honest, but I do remember the show. It was Master Sken's show, and it was Jordan Watson was fighting Mark Howie.
Yeah.
Who was actually another lad from the northeast.
Yeah.
And I can't remember which one of them was, but I think it was Jordan actually shit himself in the corner underneath the stool, because he was, he must have been a bit ill or something. Yeah.
What happened? So literally, did you have to continue the fight as well, or was that it?
I wasn't there. I just remember reading about it at the time on it. Before social media and everything, there was a website called Axe Kickboxing Forum where everybody who was in the sport used to communicate pictures and stuff.
So someone unfortunately posted about him.
You said you had to continue. That's funny, that.
But I've seen it before. People have shot themselves, and if you can keep going, you just keep going. When you're in the fight, you don't really think about stuff like that. You just
I remember Pete Irvin was having an MMA fight once. I can't remember who it was with, and the kid had white shorts on and he shit himself in the middle of the fight. And then at the end, he bent away, he was showing the audience.
You just have to own it, don't you, really?
That's it. You can't be embarrassed by it.
Yeah, that's good. What's the worst injury you've probably seen or experienced?
Oh, seen. Broken jaw was pretty bad for experiencing it.
I saw someone had a bad split on one of your shows, a victory on split his shin open, I think.
That was Joe. Joe split his shin when he was fighting Christian Basile. Yeah. I think possibly the worst injury that I've seen is probably always the welly leg. Do you know when someone kicks and the shin just snaps? Little Ken, who I used to be one of the lads that owned the factory with, he did that in an MMA fight. He threw an inside leg kick and the kid cross-blocked and he put his foot back down and his foot just... that finished it, Ken. I felt dead sorry for him. He didn't train again after that.
Really?
No.
Have you... So... Yeah, your last fight you had, did you know, it was due to injury, wasn't it? That you kind of had to hang the gloves up, wasn't it?
Yeah. I was meant to be fighting Chris Shaw on big Chris Shaw from Scotland, not the smaller one. There's two of them, both from Scotland. One of them used to fight at 72.5, the other one fought to 65. I was meant to be fighting big Chris Shaw on Yokao. Yokao at the time was the biggest show in the country. Nothing could compare with that. Everybody used to travel from miles around to go and see it. So because I hadn't fought for a couple of years, we're opening Northern Kings. I thought I'd go to Thailand and have a warm-up fight. So went out there, trained for about 8 weeks at home, went out for a couple of weeks, trained at Sitsong Pinon, and then had a fight on Super Muay Thai. It was good, three 3-minute rounds. I felt dead comfortable. To be honest, watching it back, technically it was probably one of my better performances. I checked everything, my eye was switched on. Everything he threw, I was moving out of the way, checking, I was landing good heavy shots. Went to throw a right hand with a minute left of the third round and my meniscus just went in my left knee. I didn't know what it was at the time, I just felt a searing pain. So it's quite funny actually, so I walked back into the corner and this kid's coming high and left kicks and I was standing in the corner thinking, my fucking knee, and I checked the left kick and then he threw another left kick and I was like, check, and I was like, fucking hell, what's he got to do? Check, what's he got to do? Check. I was like, fucking hell, just... This guy's stupid. He just threw about 7 left kicks in a row. Yeah. So I checked him out and then I managed to finish the fight. I threw a right teep with about 10 seconds left of the fight and then I felt even worse pain in my knee and then stupidly me being me, I wanted to get back home straight after the fight, so my flight was an hour after my fight. So I got Tim, who's the owner of Sitsong Pinon. He drove us over to the airport straight from the venue.
Yeah.
I was with little Charlie Simpson, well, big Charlie Simpson now, but he was pushing us around on a baggage trolley in the airport.
Yeah.
So then we flew back over and I went and seen Sarah Fruin, my friend, who's a very good doctor, and she said, yeah, you've done your meniscus. So that was that. Got booked in for surgery and then rehabbed it. Stupidly started sparring a little bit too soon after the injury, but it was fine for a while. And then about 3 months later, I was teaching a private and I just threw a daft low kick, just nice and light, and then the meniscus went in this one, in my other leg. So I went back to hospital again for more surgery. And then about 5 months after that, my ACL went and the lateral meniscus went in this one, so I went back to hospital again. So I had like 3 bouts of surgery on 4 different issues in about 12 months. So yeah, that was it.
That was it. Were you good? Yeah. Well, a lot of people, a lot of fighters, when they finish their career, I know some will obviously go into coaching. You've obviously kept yourself very busy. You've run 2 gyms, was it?
Not well, but it's two gyms. I had Northern Kings. I've just moved to it's the same business, just moved to a different gym.
Yeah. And then also you've got your victory shows as well.
Yes.
Now, what made you not only want to be a coach, but run your own gym and also fight shows?
I always wanted to be a coach.
Right.
That's why I started fighting. Yeah. I didn't really want to fight to start with. I always wanted to be a coach when I was older. I told my dad that when I was 15, going through my GCSEs. He said, what are you going to do when you're older? I was like, I'm going to be a kickboxing coach. He said, but you need to do something else, son, as well. You can't just do that. You're talking like 1984 at this point. So
Yeah.
the thought of being a kickboxing coach as a full-time job was, and I was like, I have an hour work it out, and I got a clip across the head for that. He said, I'm going to drag you to the job centre. So I always wanted to be a coach. I always knew that's what I wanted to do. And then I thought, if I'm going to coach, I need to know, people need to know that I know what I'm talking about. So I need to fight as well. And then I had a few fights and I found out I was pretty good at it.
Yeah.
And then I really enjoyed it as well. So yeah, moving into coaching when I reached, as I got older, I always wanted to dedicate my life to Thai boxing. And I thought, I can't do another job at the same time, full time, and put everything into that. So I built my life around coaching. So even when I opened my first jobs, I was still working the doors and doing other jobs to try and supplement the income for kind of few years. I didn't go full time until I was working at it from 22. So what's that? 2002. And then I went full time coaching in 2013. So
Yeah.
I was like 11 years of grafting to try and do it full time.
Yeah.
When it comes to victory for a promoter, the reason that we started Victory is because there was no big show in the Northeast. So we're always having to travel to Manchester or London or Glasgow. And I thought we need something in the Northeast that's going to help push the local fighters. And yeah, I mean, it's getting there now. It's one of the biggest shows in the country, and like, I think of the fighters that have come through Victory that have ended up doing great things. Like Juan, for argument's sake, Juan started with Victory. He got the one championship. He won a world title. He was number one in the world for a while. You got Joe Welsh, you got Jack, you got Harry,
Nico Carrillo
Nico Carrillo, yeah.
How stressful?
Terry.
I've heard.
Yeah, this is part of the reason probably why I look so chilled, because I look so chilled now, but I've had a lot of experience over a lot of years of being disappointed and let down and stressing about stuff and worrying about whether it's going to work. And at the end of the day, I'm still doing it. So what's the fucking point in worrying? Do you know what I mean?
You can only control what you can control. If you can't control it, don't worry about it. There's nothing you can do. What's the biggest issue what's the biggest sort of issues when you're running that you would say that I'm trying to think the word. Sort of the main issues when you're running a show that come across?
Fighters promising they're going to sell a lot of tickets and then returning most of them.
Right.
That's the biggest one. If fighters aren't going to sell tickets, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But just match them against someone who does sell tickets.
Mm-hmm.
But when people say they're going to sell a lot of tickets and they bring back, I don't know, say they take 100 tickets and bring back 90, you know, you're relying on that revenue, and you've spent that revenue on paying fighters' purses, paying for venues, insurance, referees, officials, all of that sort of stuff. And then obviously that comes off your bottom line. So
yeah,
that's annoying. But over time you work that out. Like, having the gym is very helpful. I couldn't run Victory if we didn't have Northern Kings.
Yeah,
Northern Kings, I've got a lot of good ticket sellers in there now.
Yeah,
but that's took time to build up.
Yeah,
and other local gyms, you need the support of other local gyms around you who've got good ticket sellers.
Yeah,
but you need to try and promote their fighters so they can sell more tickets.
What's one of the key things to being a promoter? How do you go about promotion?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So, what's the best way to promote yourself, would you say?
Oh, as a fighter?
Well, promote yourself and your shows in general.
I generally don't promote myself. I'm a bit of a technophobe. I hate social media. My wife gets at us about it all the time.
Right.
Word of mouth is still the best advert. Still. Like, my gym's chocker.
Yeah.
And we very rarely post on social media.
Yeah.
Linda does it every when she's got time. But,
reputation.
Yeah, reputation. Word of mouth, yeah, you can't beat it. You can't beat word of mouth. I mean, you know, Google helps. Social media does help. Pushing yourself does help, but generally being a nice guy helps when it comes to selling a tickets as a fighter. Do you know what I mean? If you're a likable person, then people go, "Oh, he's a nice guy. I want to do well. I'll go and watch him."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Don't be a cunt.
Yeah. So this can honestly be personal or in your career, whether it's running shows, fighting, you know, your life outside of your combat sports journey. What's the most proudest moment so far?
What, my proudest moment?
Yeah. It can be anything. You said it doesn't have to be fighting.
I reckon my kids.
Yeah.
They're great little humans. They're fantastic.
Yeah. Do you think that's what's most important in your life?
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Because fighting's always going to be around, you know, but yeah. What was it like when you, when's your next fight?
3 weeks, 20th of September.
Is that soon?
That's very soon.
Buy your tickets. That's good promotion. No, so what was your in terms of your fighters? What's been some of the key proudest memories in terms of them? So it could be Jack with his European title, Joe Welsh, whatever.
I mean, I know I didn't want to dismiss fighting there when I was talking about my kids, but like you said, your proudest moment, like as a parent, like,
yeah. I had a feeling you might say that, actually.
Parents would understand. But in my career, I mean, I'm proud of all my fighters, especially the ones that get the A-class, because it's not easy.
No.
Yeah. I mean, even when they do things that they're not meant to do, I'm still proud of them because, you know, it's hard. It's not an easy sport.
Yeah.
It's difficult and, like, it's full of challenges. Yeah, so I'm proud of all. I mean, I was very proud of Juan. Juan did extremely well, especially where he came from. He wasn't very gifted.
I was just going to say, Juan, that's one of the people where hard work beats talent, and Juan was probably one of them. You
said about Juan, he had an iron mind. He said if he was in the gym by himself and he said he was going to do 100 burpees when no one was looking, he would do 100 burpees. He's got one of the most iron minds I've ever met for putting himself through hell.
Yeah.
All on his own without anyone screaming at him. I used to watch him going, fuck me, he's a fucking lunatic. But that's what took him to that level.
But I mean, I think every fighter has that attributes. Do you know what I mean? It's just everybody's different. We're all different.
Yeah.
I mean, Callum reminds us a little bit of one. Callum Patterson. He's got the similar sort of style that he'll just keep pushing himself and pushing himself and pushing himself. But that doesn't mean I'm any more proud of Callum or Juan than I am of someone like Jack.
Yeah.
Jack was naturally gifted, so he had power.
Yeah.
So then he was a little bit slower on the learning curve, but getting over the fact that he has to concentrate on other things rather than just rely on his power. That's just as big a challenge as putting yourself through 100 burpees when anyone's watching. And it's sometimes a lot more difficult because you can't just work hard through it. Do you know what I mean? You've got to use your brain, you've got to relax, and you've got to recondition your reflexes, and it's your whole central nervous system and stuff. It's very difficult to do.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of all my fighters, all of them. Even C-class, and even the ones who lose all the time. I'm still proud of them because it's hard. It's not easy.
Take the guts.
Yeah, and it's like what you said back before. It's like not see people that have come in the gym and you think, not being nasty, but they'll never get to a decent level, and they surprise you. And they're the people where you're looking at, you take your hat off to them, and you're proud of them.
Exactly.
Because you look at them and you think, wow, you've really defied the odds and
that was going to be my next question. Who do you think's been the biggest surprise?
Well, yeah, but we'll talk about him now because I've just thought about this. I said to Linda a while ago, if I could choose anybody to actually get it and make it, it would be a lad in the gym called Harrison Degnan, who I've trained since he was a Ben. He's lost more than he's won, especially as a kid. He's on a bit of a roll now. But that kid will just do anything that I tell him to do if he thinks it's going to make him better. I'll give you an excuse. An example. He got dropped a couple of times. He's very good technically, very stylish, like a Muay Thai style. Very technical. Sometimes he's getting clipped on the chin. He was getting stopped, and he got stopped twice in a row. And I said to him, I think we need to work on building your regaining your equilibrium when you get rocked and stuff like that, and like building up your neck strength and stuff, and support your head punch resistance. So I was doing things like have him on the pads, and then I had him holding a stick and spinning around in his minute rest, so he's dizzy, and then put him on the pads again. And I said, I've made this rope thing. It's got a 10 kilo weight on it. It's a rope, and it was double rope tied with gaffer tape at the top. I said, put it in your mouth, and he better not like that. And I said, do that up and down 50 times, right? And he went. He got to 3 and he went, he chose that. And I was like, well, you need to do 50, mate. He went, 50? I went, aye, every day. And he went, what? I went, do 50 every day. And I swear to God, that kid did 50 of them every single fucking day for 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had 2 fights, got hit with knees to the face and everything. Fine. Yeah. And like, that is just a sign of how much are you willing to sacrifice to actually get better.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes back to what you're asking Harry about. Can it be taught? Anything can be taught. It's just how willing that person is to actually do it to get to where they need to be.
Yeah. Because that's the thing, isn't it? I suppose you can't teach heart in a way, but you can kind of drill these aspects into them where it's like you need to have heart, then maybe the light switch on. Do you think that's...
Yeah, I mean, as far as heart, people consider heart as they've got to keep going when they're getting hurt. If you want to teach someone that, just fucking put the gloves on and beat them up continuously.
They'll get tough.
Yeah.
And they'll get tough. I mean, that's how I got tough.
Yeah.
I used to go to Barry's now, sparring with heavyweights most of the time. Like Mickey Terrell, Richie Knox, Lucas Lehman. They were beating us up for months and months, years. Do you know what I mean? I had loads of heavyweight boxers like Fergie and Wally, Big Wally. He used to spar with Frank Bruno boxing. I used to spar with all of them all the time. I was a 70 kilo kid.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd get on the 22 going home and I couldn't remember getting home. I'd get off the bus and I'd go, how the fuck did I just get there?
Concussed a bit.
Yeah, but it served as well for taking punches off people my own size.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm surprised, well, not surprised, but did you ever used to worry about when you got all the CT or anything like that?
No,
Yeah,
my mother did.
Oh.
Yeah, she's go, you got to be careful, Craig, getting hit in the head. Because my ma's lovely. The most caring person you ever met. She's dead soft. She used to say, Craig, you can't be getting hit in the head like that all the time. I'll be fine, ma.
What's some of your fondest memories of our man Jack over here?
Fondest memories.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some funny ones.
We'll do the... Go on then.
Wait, I don't know. Our relationship's not like Craig's not at the coach that like licks your arse. It's if you do something daft, he'll hammer you for it and build resilience that way. But no, we've got some funny memories. The high was hilarious.
I knew you were going to talk about that.
I had a fight up in Scotland. Craig wasn't there actually. Juan took us up. I think Craig was somewhere else. So Juan took us up. It was a rematch for I think he was Hungarian called Victor. It was a rematch. I beat him in the first fight and rematched the fight in the second fight. And he was a southpaw, so we've been working on hitting body shots. And I hadn't really used my right body hook a lot before this fight, so I started like hitting him, and it was working. So I started hitting him a bit.
It wasn't a bit, Jack. It wasn't a bit.
It was quite a bit more than a bit. It worked because it led to the uppercut knockout, but I kept slapping him with the inside of my glove here.
Right.
And it looked very feminine when I was doing it. I was just good. I was like hitting him, and his body was open there. I was going, yeah. And Craig was at home absolutely howling, watching it on live stream. And then that's all I heard for weeks on end was, hiya.
Do the hiya, Jack. Do the hiya.
So, he's got lots of moments, I suppose, to be proud of us.
The European one was a good one.
It was. He did really well, but to be fair, I knew you would beat Amadeus.
Yeah.
The one probably where I'm most proud of was when we went to Belgium. Yeah. When we went to the K1, just me and Jack just disappeared off to Belgium and beat this kid in front of his home crowd, ex-world champion, and he just fucking took him out, mate. He just took first round. I was like, whoa. Well, hello, Jack. I was like, that's good.
If I'm going to a different country, I was like, I'm fighting their kid from their gym. I was like, decision's probably not going to happen. Like, so we're going to try and take this fucker out. So I just hit him I threw 1-2 hook cross, and every fucking punch landed. I just seen his eyes roll back, and I was like, we've got him. It just went.
I still won on points, though.
Yeah. Well, I give him a stand 8 in the first, and then I give him another stand 8 in the second. I was like, right, don't get kicked in the head. Because we knew we had a good head kick as well. So it's just like the mission was from there, don't get kicked in the face. But it was a brilliant fucking weekend, that. I thought it was.
Got a lot of fun memories with Jack.
That was.
What's some of the best advice Craig gave you?
Oh, well, to be honest, I think it was probably after my first loss and my first knockout. We sort of were sitting in a bar down in Bristol because we were waiting for a train. What was it? We're playing. It was one of
Oh,
the
we flew back.
we flew back from it. So we were waiting to go to the airport and we were sitting in a bar. No, thank God it wasn't a megabus. Especially after getting knocked clean out the night before. So me and Craig were just sitting in the bar and it was just, what he said goes on back to about being able to think clearly. I never used to think that clear. I used to sometimes just get dragged into a adrenaline-fueled war. And that was definitely the fight where I got knocked out. There was no thinking. Craig was shouting at us. I wasn't.
You didn't listen to a fucking word the whole fight.
No,
I stopped shouting at him for about 2 rounds.
Just let it crack on.
Even in the corner, he was talking to us. I was just like, I just like wasn't hearing anything. And then he sat us down. We watched his last fight in Germany and just talking about how you need to sort of settle your mind and just be confident in yourself. And yeah, because I used to sort of doubt myself a lot especially when I first started. Even though I was winning, when I got my first title opportunity, I was put a lot of pressure on myself, saying I need this to prove that I am, good. And then after that, I stopped caring, stopped thinking like that. Really, I took a couple of losses on the belt, and then at the end, I thought it doesn't really matter, as long as I'm improving. Yeah, that's all that matters, and that's something that Craig's tell us: is to trust the process. Like I said in mine, it doesn't matter what happens, just trust the process and keep going, and you will get where you want to be. And
I think the hard thing for people at Jack's stage now. Like, how many fights you had now?
28.
28, yeah. So, 28 fights seems like a lot to you. To me, 28 fights doesn't seem like a lot. Yeah. It's not till you've had sort of 25, 30 that you actually start realising what you're doing in the moment.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It's that experience of being in the moment.
Yeah.
And there's a great quote by Winston Churchill, which is if you can keep your head when everyone around them is losing theirs, then you'll know you're a man. And that fits to Thai boxing really well. It's a very, very stressful situation. So you need to keep your head, you need to know what's going on. You need to know, right, this guy's still got energy, he's still game. Do you know what I mean? I need to take my time. Oh, right, I hurt him there, right, okay, but still take your time. Do you know what I mean? All right, I'm in control of this, the teep's working, bam, keep him there, keep him there, use the teep to do something else. You've got to keep your head, you've got to understand what you're doing. You're not just going and swinging your arms and legs around.
Yeah. What used to go through your head when you were fighting? Anything specific before, like maybe something to calm you, or what we used to?
It's a long time ago now.
I'll tell you
difficult question.
I'll tell you what. I'll come up to you when I was like, Craig, this guy, he's vicious. He knows what he's doing. He's got more experience than me. Maybe undefeated. I'm fucking bricking it. What's your advice?
Pull out? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Well, I can't really answer that question because I haven't coached you. Do you know what I mean? You've got to tell different people different things. People respond to different stimulus. One thing I did used to do when I was fighting is I used to do a lot of imagery. I used to imagine the fight. I used to imagine myself winning. I also used to imagine myself losing as well. And then over time, that used to be done weeks and weeks before. You can't just leave it all at the last minute. Do you know what I mean? You used to imagine the perfect way. Yeah, I'm matched with this guy. Yeah, I'm going to knock him out. Yeah, I'm going to knock him out. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to knock him out with a head kick. It's going to be amazing. Everyone's going to love it. Yeah, that's not really going to happen. Do you know what I mean? And then over time, you say, well, maybe I'm not going to knock him out. Or maybe he's going to knock me out. Shit, what if that happens? Oh, he's going to knock us out. Oh, fucking hell, that's going to be bad. And you're going through all this for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then your brain kind of comes to a midpoint where you actually start to think realistically what's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to be a fucking war. We're going to hit each other. Do you know what I mean? Or it's going to be a technical display. I'm going to have to do this as you get better. I'm going to win this fight by doing this. I'm not going to win this fight by having a war. And you spend so much time in your own brain doing that. By the time the fight's 3 weeks out, your brain's just ready to go. You're just like, I'm just ready for the day now.
How did it change as a person, do you think, fighting?
Made us more resilient.
Yeah.
Made us calmer. My girlfriend who I had when I was a canny bit young, I was with her for a canny few years. She used to hate it when I wasn't going to the gym. I didn't have a fight coming up because she said, I wish you can at the gym because you're doing me head in. It used to make us a lot calmer.
Right.
A lot happier, really. Yeah. just generally happier.
Yeah. Who knows? You get such pleasure out of punching people in the face.
I know. But I don't think it's just the punching people in the face, but it's like the fact that you're doing something with yourself that you're proud of. It gives you self-worth.
Because it's really hard.
Yeah. Value comes from difficulty, doesn't it?
Yes, definitely.
What has been the most difficult thing in your life then? Was it running the shows, coaching, or just maybe doing it all as one?
Probably doing his house up, his gym up, and running a show all at the same time. That the other year,
to be honest, building the gym was a hard one.
Yeah,
it took 3 years. What I've just finished.
While still operating as a business as well. That was
I'm still trying to be a coach. Maybe it's the hardest thing for me has been trying to spread myself too thin. And at times, like promoting, coaching, being a builder, being a husband, being a dad. Do you know what I mean? All at the same time.
Builder. I thought you literally meant like
building houses.
Everyone needs a kitchen fix.
Like it wasn't a case of just like, I built the gym, like I organised it. I actually built it with my own 2 hands. You know what I mean? I built all the walls, done all the carpentry and joinery and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, all the plastering, everything. Yeah, you've done everything yourself.
I didn't have the money to pay anyone to do it, mate.
That's class, to be fair then. So you literally, that would make you way more proud then, because you have literally done it from scratch.
Yeah.
Oh, fair play.
Well, we'll get a lot, he's not all like there to hear it, but I get a lot of people saying, "Oh, the gym looks really, really good," and I think it's and like even when you were away on holiday just recently, people were coming in saying, "Oh, it's like my first time here. I've come down because I've heard it's a really, really good gym." Yeah. And like we were saying before, word of mouth goes a long way, and it's taking shape.
I mean, fighting is hard though. Like, I think it's more the time that you have to put in. Preparing for your fight outside of the gym.
Yeah.
It's just as difficult as what you do inside the gym. Yeah. It's probably more so because when you get a fight matched and you know you're fighting someone, it's definitely happening. It's all consuming, isn't it, Jack?
No, it's all
you never stop thinking about it. Yeah. You never stop preparing for it.
Go on, sorry.
No.
Would you say you're coaching, you have a certain way of coaching people, a certain style, or do you just adapt to who you're coaching?
I do adapt a little bit, but my style is man the fuck up and get on with it. It's not tiddlywinks, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't want to be here, don't be here. It's not like, I didn't ask you to be here.
Yeah,
because you want to learn to fight, you want to compete. If you want to do that, then do what I say. If you don't want to do that, don't fight. Just come and train and have fun.
That's it.
Do you think it's important that people enjoy the process?
Yes.
If you're not enjoying it, why the hell are you doing it?
Yeah, you have to. Have to enjoy the process. One thing I will say about fighters that we've got at the minute, the Welsh brothers, I've never seen anyone enjoy the process as much as them two.
Yeah.
Because they've got each other as well. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And they just love it. They just love training all the time, which is why they're doing so well at the minute as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, is that probably a good way of, you say trust the process. You have some fighters that are losing quite a bit. Is it difficult to get them back on track? Because there's got to be times where people aren't enjoying it. You know what I mean? But
I don't know. I mean, Ronnie Green, right? One of the first UK fighters ever to beat the Thais. And he was around way before me. He lost his first 7 fights.
Yeah.
He went 0-7. And he ended up being 7 times world champion. Fought some of the best Thais in Thailand at the time when no Westerners were fighting Thais. So it's all down to how much your losses are affecting you and in which way.
Yeah.
Like if you keep losing, there was another guy who I should probably mention. He was an MMA fighter from the Northeast. He was a dead canny kid, but he wasn't very good.
Right.
And he used to be called Paul Hartley. Mm-hmm. And he got a nickname of Paul Deathwish Hartley because I think he had 48 fights or something and he won 2. He lost like 46 of the fights. But he used to love it.
Right.
And he used to just keep coming back and he'd jump into fights at short notice and stuff like that. I mean, I think that's a bit extreme.
Yeah.
I don't think he was, if I was his coach, I would have said, you need to stop.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? But if you're loving it, then I don't really see why wins and losses matter.
No. Yes, but it's a good point. Like, who's anyone to tell you can't do something if you really want to do it and you're enjoying it?
Exactly.
That's it.
I mean, there's no money in Thai boxing, so if you're not enjoying it, why are you doing it?
There's no reason to be there.
Yeah, but that's a good point, actually. was this quite stressful when you were coming up? Because did you have, how old are your kids, 8 and 9?
8 and 9.
So was it quite stressful financially, on the come up, especially when you start running the gym? Obviously, you wouldn't have a lot of money coming in, X, Y, and Z. Is that quite a hard thing to...
What, you mean fight?
Like give up? Like, because there's got to be times when you want to give up because there isn't much money involved in it.
I've never wanted to give up.
Never?
Nah. I'm obsessed with it. Always have been.
So money just doesn't bother you? You just found a way?
I don't care about money anyway, mate. I'm not materialistic at all.
Yeah.
If I cared about money, we wouldn't still be doing victory.
Please buy tickets. Fair enough. Are you excited for the next show?
I am. Can't wait. It's a good one.
What's going to be the best fights in your opinion?
All of the title fights I'm looking forward to. I mean, I'm really looking forward to Cooper versus Judson Chai because they're very similar.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a big test for Harry fighting Tom Perronier.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big test for him. But I think stylistically, Jack Cooper versus Judson Chai is going to be really good.
Yeah.
You were saying that Jack Cooper's pretty...
He's
deadly.
Good, like, he's very good. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see him. And how long is it? 6 weeks?
7, I think.
7 weeks.
7 weeks, yeah.
Jack, did he start off at your gym or did he come over?
No, Jack Cooper actually lived in Thailand from when he was 15. His dad took him over to Thailand. And then he was over there for a kind of few years.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some funny stories, man. He'd be a funny one.
Yeah.
But he, and then he moved back to the UK and he was training with Richard Cadden actually in York for a while. And then he went back to Thailand and then he came back and he asked if he could come and train with us. I said, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. And it's funny with Jack because Jack's probably the first person I've ever took on as a fighter who I haven't trained from scratch. And he was already, well, other than Yasmin, but I trained Jack before Yasmin, but Jack's very, very good technically, so he already knows a lot of stuff. So with me training him, I've had to work out what he already does naturally and then see how to improve it. And what I can, it's no point in me to try and teach him stuff he already knows and he already does well. It's trying to work out how I can enhance his game with knowledge, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you see some quite egotistical people come to the gym?
Yeah.
How do you get rid of that?
It kind of happens organically.
Yeah.
I'm not shy telling people off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where you've seen us give people burpees for leaving the bag on the floor.
Yeah.
But if I'm teaching someone and they're doing something which I don't agree with, I'll just tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
you've got egotistical people and you've got the shy people who come in and stuff like that. Is there any way of getting around the shy people who are a bit nervous and scared and it's the first time in there? How do we...
You just got to nurture them, make them feel comfortable and give them praise. And it happens organically. The more time they spend in the gym, you see their confidence growing. You visibly see it, especially with the young ones after lockdown. We've had a lot of kids between sort of 11 and 14 come in the gym who are very meek. Yeah. Very shy. Yeah. But you see them grow.
Oh, cool.
That's the brilliant thing about sport.
Yeah, 100%. So I always like to finish it off with this final question. For your career in Muay Thai. Muay in Muay Thai, even MMA, everything. What is the most important lesson it's taught you?
Don't write anybody off.
Yeah.
Yeah. People can surprise you. Humans are spectacular creatures.
Great. Go away, end it off. Thank you very much, Craig. Appreciate that. Class episode.